Are you living a joyful and fulfilling life? Are you excited to get up every morning and meet the day? Do you know why you are here? Now really think about these questions. It is just so important to have purpose and passion, and it is vital to our joy and well-being and attracting the life you desire.
Blog Talk Radio.
And welcome to Attract the Life You Desire. I'm Kristen Lauter, and my laughing out loud co-host is Susan Bonfiglio. Hi, Susan.
Hello, Kristen.
We have all heard of The Secret, mostly by now, and the law of attraction. And this concerns bringing your thoughts and feelings, as people know, into vibrational alignment. But many people get concerned, though, about exactly how the process is done. And, you know, they've seen this secret, they notice it works, and then some days, it doesn't seem to work. And basically, there are reasons for that, if I may just, explore that a little bit for a minute. The first step they speak of concerns asking. And now many folks may know that the asking truthfully is already taking place through your vibration, whether you speak of it or, speak of your desires or not. But I have to say that speaking out loud or writing on paper, it really does help you get more focused on what it is that you want. But step 2 proposes that your desire has already been answered. But if you stop there, it's just not going to work. And that's why I wanted to bring up step 3 is that the most profound part of this process, and I know Susan will agree with me, it concerns allowing. And what this means is several things. And then Susan can pipe in too. You must bring your vibration up, and that's just a given. So that, every time you bring it up, you're actually opening the doors to receive what it is that you've been desiring.
In this economy, there is prosperity for people. I was watching a show this week, and Ivanka Trump was on, and she had said her father had saw this trend coming about what was happening, and he made changes in their portfolios. She goes, so we're okay. And also she said, and this was the key, and that's why I bring it up, she said, there is plenty of opportunity now. And it's only an opportunity for people who have that mindset that thinks that there is an abundant universe. No matter what you see in front of you, it is not necessarily the truth. There is abundance in the universe. We have to learn how to tap into it, and it has to do with the way we think about things.
It definitely comes from fear-based thoughts and from a place of a lack and scarcity. And so many people feel that they might fail, and they can get into that spiral, that downward spiral of depressed thoughts and limitation and negative talk. So definitely, I can understand why it's that high, and some of this comes from society and inherited attitudes about wealth, even from family and friends as we're growing up.
Well, many of us have parents that were from the Depression era, and sometimes you get instilled a set of beliefs about money and the scarcity of money. Just think about what you were told. I don't know about you, but I got that money doesn't grow on trees, and who do you think you are, Rockefeller? Instilled in me,
right.
And we just have to go back and look at what our mindset is, what we think about money, or lack thereof. And in today's economy, since we have the worst economy since the Depression, if you have any of that kind of thinking, it's your old fears are getting played out now.
Rehashed, right. Exactly. But what kind of person, I would say this type of person that gets into the poverty mindset, they also believe that the world happens to them. So they become the victim, basically, in every situation. And what this does is breeds the fearful thoughts, the depressed thoughts, and that's one of the bases for where it comes from. So then over time, this kind of attitude can limit your perceptions greatly, and then obviously it barrels into your choices and your motivation for even getting up in the morning.
Well, I think it's really important also, in keeping with what you just said, Kristen, also that the subconscious mind does not know the difference between real laughter that you found an incident funny, or when you just start to laugh. You know, I worked at I worked at a psychiatric rehabilitation program where I directed that program for 17 years, and wow. My members, we used to call them members, not clients, but my members, you can go into the lunchroom, and there could be 20 people sitting there, and nobody would be talking to each other. Totally. Because they didn't quite know what to say.
Right.
You know, and, the silence was deafening. So I would sit there, and all of a sudden, I would start to laugh. You know, and, I wasn't, there wasn't any reason that I was laughing. I would just start to do something like this. I'd go,
I love your laugh.
Anyway, I would do that for about a minute. Oh, it is. And what would happen is that all of a sudden everybody would start to laugh. And of course there was always some other peak-free social worker who would come in to the room and stand in the doorway like, why is there so much laughter here? This is a rehab. There'll be no laughing here. Yeah. And they'd be like, we don't know why we're laughing. Susan's laughing, so we're laughing.
You just acknowledge the fact that you have something going on in your mind that you want to overcome.
Absolutely. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. And actually when you are denying the fear, I think you're putting more energy towards staying engaged with that fear. I'm not going to have that fear. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of that. Well, what you're stuck with is being afraid of that.
Right.
Right. And we all know that energy flows where attention goes, and what you focus on, you get more of. So I'm afraid of being in poverty. I'm afraid of being in poverty, and all of my thoughts are about fear of poverty. I end up in poverty.
Poverty. Exactly.
Kristen, is there anything that's been helpful to you in your own life when you've encountered fear? Because we all have fear. That's the name of the game. If we're going to live, we're going to have fear in our lives.
Well, absolutely. There are several methods that I have used myself. Meditation, or spending 15 minutes a day going into a deeper, relaxed state. Visualization is very, very helpful. If you go into more of a relaxed state, you can go over your fears, and eventually, because you're in the relaxed state, the fear actually becomes more of neutral ground.
We have the conscious mind and a subconscious mind, and we can think any thoughts we choose. But so many times, people, and I myself included, are hurried. Things are, you're stressed. They're picking up the kids. They're running a computer. They're not thinking consciously. They're just, letting their thoughts go in any direction, wherever the wind will take it. And then what happens is that your subconscious mind takes those thoughts. They must accept them as true. They don't filter them out. And that's really where I think the problem begins, because then that's what you begin to manifest. I want to thank everybody for joining us today, and we hope that you found this show helpful and that you laughed a little bit with us. We'll post the resources mentioned today on the resources blog at Blog Talk Radio. If you want to contact Kristen or me for professional life coaching, write to Attract the Life You Desire at live.com, or you can contact me at www.Susan Bonfiglio, B-O-N, F as in Frank, I-G as in girl, L-I-O, .lifesuccessconsultants.com, or Kristen at www.eternaljoy.org. Or you can read our new blog that we have, www.attractthelifeyouDesire.com. And we're also on iTunes now, so you can download us on your iPod and take us with you wherever you go. It may be the closest thing to a treadmill that I'll ever get to if you do that. I basically, I subscribe to Joan Rivers' philosophy. The first time I see a jogger smiling, I'll consider it. Well, so everybody, until next week, go out and attract the life you desire.